Hey, hope everyone is doing well. Welcome to how to price your services ethically as a service-based business owner. If you copied your coach's prices, been sneaking around in your competitors' funnels, or you let some guru online that's never met you talk you into guessing your prices, you are not pricing ethically. And today we are going to fix that. For many business owners, pricing is hard. That's because it's so personal. There are so many variables involved, especially when you sell to premium clients with big desires or expansive problems. If you've been losing sleep over your numbers, if you've been wondering, are you charging too much or charging too little, stick around. So today we're going to talk about 4 strategies that will ensure that your pricing is aligned with your values, aligned with the value of the offer, aligned with your ethics, and is sustainable, i.e. can help you stay in business. I'm Natalie Bullen. I'm owner of Unapologetic Wealth, a high-ticket sales, coaching, and consulting firm. As a former financial advisor turned sales and messaging coach, I help 6-figure and 7-figure entrepreneurs just like you charge more and sell better in record time. Over my career, I've taken thousands of sales calls, many with unqualified prospects, stumbling around in the dark until somebody formally taught me how to sell. And now I'm going to help you shorten the learning curve so that you can go out and make big bucks in your coaching or consulting business. In fact, I've coached over 500 business owners to date to record revenue months so that they can start building wealth and get off the revenue roller coaster. In this video, we're going to talk about how, as a consultant or an online service provider or a coach, that pricing is a stumbling block. Pricing can be a tremendous roadblock to the success of your business. And there's so much noise, right? There are gurus telling you to double your prices with no data or information on what you're charging now. There are charlatans online charging like 10x what they should be charging based on their results. And then you've got peers who just pluck numbers out of the air and ran with it. Point number 1 is to price in alignment with your offer's value, okay? No, I don't mean your value. You cannot charge your worth, but you can charge commensurate with the real and perceived value of your offer. When a client looks at your offer, they should be thinking, wow, this is a steal for what I'm getting. If your client perceives the value of your offer to be greater than the price you're charging, that's a win-win situation. They feel like they're getting a bargain and you are still making a great profit. This is going to entail you knowing the value of your offer, having a measurable value. Now, if you're a money coach or a sales coach or a financial professional, this can be easy, right? Even a business strategist, because you help people make more money and you can easily quantify how much money you've made them. So you can say, hey, I helped somebody go from charging $15,000 to $25,000 for their offer, and I helped them close an extra sale each month for 6 months. So you've helped them make an extra $10,000 a month every month for 6 months. That's $60,000 plus any goodwill or strategies or training, but it's at least $60,000. Easy, right? What if what you do is not so easy or not so tangible? If you're a life coach, if you are a psychiatrist, if you do branding or creative work, I want you to start doing some digging. How much do your clients typically gain? Even if it's not money, goodwill with their clients, referrals, peace of mind, better sleep, weight loss. What are those things worth to your client? If you know the perceived value of your offer, it's so much easier to set pricing, because all you need to be able to do to make sure your price is in alignment with the offer's value is to ensure that the price feels like a bargain, i.e. it's less than the perceived value, okay? So you got to do some math and get your perceived value, but once you do so, you're good to go. That's the pro tip. Do the market research so that you know, A, what other services are going for that are similar to yours, and B, how much your audience and your past clients valued the service that you sold them. I just want to tell you a quick story here. I had a client who does educational consulting. In short, She was positioning herself like a tutor. But when I talked to her at our VIP day, it was apparent to me that she was doing way more than tutoring. She was basically a life coach for these kids. She was making sure that if they did get on an improvement plan with the school, that she was around to be able to give guidance, homework and life skills, responsibility. She was especially excellent for children who have dyslexia, who are on the autism spectrum, or who have ADHD. And so I said, look at the value to the parents for this year-round mentorship that you're offering the kids. Look at what the parents earn. Look at how many testimonials and case studies you have. You are undervaluing this service by 30%. So she raised her prices by 30% and ended up making enough money to give herself a raise and have a record revenue month the very next month after we work together. It is very, very possible for you to raise your prices, especially if you have receipts, and my client did. We're going to go to main point number 2. You need to charge enough to pay yourself well. We've talked about aligning your price with the offer's value, but you got to make sure you're not shortchanging yourself. You cannot serve ethically if you are underpaid. So if you cannot pay yourself, your prices are not high enough. Full stop. And I meet entrepreneurs all the time who are not taking a salary or barely taking a salary from their business. You're the CEO. You're the visionary. You are the one taking all the risks, and you deserve to be compensated fairly for that, okay? That's about integrity. It is integral for you as the leader to be compensated. And when you undervalue the work that you're doing to try to make it affordable or accessible for your clients, you are putting your client's financial comfort above your own. You're saying this person's family is more important than my family. Their bills are more important than my bills. And that's not sustainable or ethical. Let's not forget you're a professional. You left a secure job, likely with cushy benefits, 401k match and incredible health insurance that's subsidized to venture into business ownership. Your expertise and hard work deserve adequate compensation. And if you are underpaid, you're not in a position to offer your best service either. And that's not ethical for you or your clients. If you're having to take on extra clients, if you're getting less sleep, you're not doing your best work, which is not where you went into business. You went into business to do your best work. So go ahead, do the math. Make sure you're not just covering business expenses, but also paying yourself a salary that reflects the risks and responsibilities that you've taken on. Pro tip here, talk to your accountant, okay? My business is an LLC that is taxed as an S Corp. As such, I must pay myself a reasonable salary. You may want to look into that as well. Quick engagement question. This is a good time for us to pause, okay? I want to know down in the comments, are you paying yourself at least equal to your old corporate salary? And I don't mean 1 month out the year, I mean all year. Is your business structured in such a way to where you can pay yourself what you made in corporate as a salary for being the CEO of your business? Tip number 3, charge enough to treat your clients well. I feel like this gets completely overlooked out here in these internet streets. Here's the truth, okay? When you undercharge, you start to resent your clients. Don't tell me you don't. I ain't trying to hear it. I'm not trying to hear it. I'm not trying to hear it. You are shaking your head in the screen. I can't see you, but I'm judging you. When you undercharge, you start to resent these people. They DM you. You side-eye. They book a call. You grumpy. They ask for a favor. You already mad. Why? Because they're not charging you enough for the amount of work that you have to do, okay? And that's unfair to them because you're the one who set the prices. I need you to ensure that your prices are high enough to cover a premium client experience for them and any support that they may need. When you charge prices that are too low, even if they're high ticket, I had a client who had a $25,000 offer. It was still too low. So don't get me wrong. This is not low ticket pricing. It was not high enough for the amount of support that my client was giving her client, because she was having to pull in other specialists and absorb all those costs. And in the end, it was barely anything left. Make sure you have mapped out what kind of support, how many hours, if you need to bring in other contractors. Make sure that you are charging enough to where you're not the one holding the bag and now you resent this client. Because if you don't price in integrity, you create this bad cycle. You create a cycle where you don't charge enough, so now you resent the client. And when you resent the client, you don't treat them well. And when you don't treat them well, they aren't happy with the service they paid for. And now they go tell people. So now they talking bad about you and you talking bad about them. Avoid the shenanigans. You set the prices. So make sure that you charge a price that takes into account the high level of service that I know you want to offer your client. And it gives you the financial breathing room to go above and beyond. What about those little extras that you want? You want to send your client a nice gift. You want to offer them an expedited service. You want to give them unexpected bonuses or personalized touches. You can't do that if there's no profit left. You can't do that if you just barely charge them enough to actually do the service. And those little unexpected things are what can turn an okay client into a raving fan. And a raving fan is going to shout your name from the rooftop. That is the kind of person that you want. But many of us don't charge our clients enough for them to be raving fans. Remember, money is just a tool. Your clients don't want their problems. That's why they're exchanging money to be able to solve them with your service. So don't make the mistake of thinking your client would rather keep their problem and keep their money. They're giving you the money so that you can either help them solve their problem or help them reach their desire. Charge them enough to make that happen. Strategy 4, you need to price to make sure that you have adequate profit. This goes without saying, but you'll be surprised. People think, Natalie, I know you coach high ticket, you don't have a profit problem in your business, and I know none of your clients do either. Yes, I have profit in my business, but you would be surprised how many people are charging $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 and they still do not have the profit margins in their business that one would expect. I'm not going to give you a specific because I don't know what kind of business you run. And for some businesses, 50% profit is great. And for some, it's kind of low. And for some, it's stratospheric. My target in my business is 50% profit after I've paid myself. I also have higher expenses than a lot of coaches. Some people just don't need as much support as I do. But the only way to stay in business is if you have profit. Like, let's just cap this off with a truth bomb, okay? A business without profit is a hobby. Top line revenue is cool, but what did you get to keep, okay? Profit is what's left after you pay all your expenses, and it is the lifeblood of your business. Running a business ethically and sustainably means you're not constantly hustling to the point of burnout. And that's why I'm a fan of high ticket sales, especially for virtual offers. You have more revenue, less overhead, which is a recipe for higher profits. And this is where the ethics comes back into play. If your pricing leaves you with no profit, that's not just bad business, it's unethical. You're setting yourself up for failure, your team, any contractors or employees. You won't be in business long. And that's not fair to you. It's not fair to your team. It's not fair to your clients. It's not fair to your mission. Remember why you went back into business, okay? Initially, Unapologetic Wealth was founded to eradicate poverty in communities of color. That mission has since been expanded to make more women-led businesses, 7-figure businesses. And if you are a 6-figure business and you are a woman, then you're already in the top 10%. So my goal is to work with those 10%ers and get them into the 1.7% of women-run businesses that are $1 million plus in top-line revenue, and to have healthy profit margins. I'm willing to die on this hill. If you don't have any profit, you don't have a business, and you've got to raise your prices and probably cut your expenses, but that's a video for another day. You're already thinking about the question I asked you earlier. I want you to be thinking about that and putting it in the chat. Just, are you paying yourself at least what you paid yourself in corporate? And if not, why not? In the meantime, I have something great for you. If you are interested in taking the next step with me, I invite you to take my sales personality quiz. My quiz is amazing and it will give you some insight into the type of salesperson that you are, okay? There is no right or wrong answer. None of them are good. None of them are bad. They're just different. And this will spit out some results for you in terms of pros and cons, some things that you do great because of your sales type, and some things maybe where you could improve, right? Some opportunities for improvement. Some of these sales personalities inherently have issues with asking for money. So it's important to know if you're one of them, so that way you can sidestep it based on the feedback that you have received. I appreciate you all watching this video. Again, it's your girl, Nat Bullen, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.